The sun streamed through the tall glass windows of the 59th floor of Carter Technologies. Below, New York City buzzed with life, but inside the only sound was the light tapping of Leah Johnson's keyboard. Leah was always at her desk before her boss arrived, sharp, punctual, confident. A fresh cup of his favorite black coffee always waited. "Good morning, Mr. Carter," she said without looking up. Daniel Carter, the billionaire CEO, paused for half a second. He always did. Something about the way she spoke his name slowed the world down. "Morning, Leah," he replied quietly. He never smiled, not really, but his tone softened around her, even if he didn't realize it. For 6 years, Leah had been his anchor. Through scandals, lawsuits, market crashes, and even heartbreaks, she had been there. She had loved him, not the CEO, not the billionaire, but the man who carried an old photo of his dog in his wallet and who quietly tipped janitors because he'd once been one. But he never knew, and Leah never said it. Then came Ava Sinclair, beautiful, confident, and determined to win Daniel's attention. She treated Leah like she was invisible. Leah never let it show, but every word Ava spoke cut deep. That night, Leah sat in her apartment staring at an email, a leadership job offer in California. Stock options, sunshine, freedom. But it meant leaving Daniel. The next evening, Leah attended her college reunion. There, she ran into Ethan Hart, an old friend, warm, charming, kind. They talked for hours. He asked if she was seeing anyone. "No," Leah said softly. The next morning, back at the office, Daniel noticed a small photo on her desk, Leah and Ethan laughing together. "Old friend?" he asked. "Yes, we reconnected," she said lightly. Something in Daniel's chest twisted. He walked away, but for the first time, Leah began to wonder, what if this is all it will ever be? That afternoon, she clicked accept on the California offer. When she handed Daniel her resignation, his world cracked. "I've accepted a position in San Francisco," she told him calmly. His chest thundered, but his voice stayed flat. "I see. Congratulations." It was the wrong thing to say, but he didn't know how else to speak. The days that followed were chaos. Meetings fell apart. His new assistant kept failing, and the silence outside his office haunted him. He realized he hadn't just lost an assistant. He had lost her. 3 nights before she was set to leave, Daniel sat alone in his penthouse. Memories of her flooded back, her laugh at a company retreat, the night they spent stranded in Tokyo during a storm, the quiet moments when she had been his only comfort. He had loved her all along, but he had never said it. On the morning of her flight, Leah's phone buzzed with a text. Unknown number. "Don't leave. Please." Then a call. Daniel's voice. "Leah, I need to see you." "I'm outside." Her suitcase was packed. Ethan was on his way. The plane left in 3 hours. But her heart was pounding. When she stepped outside, Daniel stood on the curb in a black coat. His perfect composure was gone. "Why are you here, Daniel?" she asked. "Because I made the biggest mistake of my life letting you go," he said. "I've loved you for years, Leah. I was afraid of needing someone so much, of losing control, but I can't hide it anymore. I love you." Her breath caught. "6 years," she whispered. "I waited for 6 years." "And I failed you," he admitted, "but I want to spend the rest of my life making it right. Not as your boss, your partner." Tears filled her eyes. She finally let go of the weight she'd been carrying. Then she kissed him, slow, trembling, but full of everything they had never said. Leah still moved to California, but not alone. 6 months later, Daniel opened a West Coast branch, with Leah standing beside him, introduced as the new chief operating officer. He gave a short speech and ended with, "I used to think love would make me lose focus. But loving Leah has been the smartest thing I've ever done." The press went wild. 1 year later, in Florence, Italy, Leah walked down the aisle in an ivory gown, her curls crowned with pearls. Daniel stood waiting, undone by love. When the officiant said, "You may kiss the bride," he didn't wait. He pulled her into his arms as their family cheered. Their honeymoon was spent on the Amalfi Coast. No business calls, no distractions. Just them. Later, in a quiet hospital room, Leah placed their newborn son in Daniel's arms. "I didn't think I could love anyone more than I love you," Daniel whispered. Then he arrived. They named him Noah Elijah Carter. As Leah watched her husband and son together, she knew her story had begun with silence, but it would end in joy. Together, always.